All right. We're going with Bruce Lee or Chuck Norris.
I'll probably go Chuck Norris. Heard some small stories about Bruce Lee, not like just only doing like other stuff, but Chuck Norris actually going in the tournaments and actually fighting. So Chuck Norris.
The feeling of seeing like a body just like drop cold in the mat, it's beautiful. It's just you applying the technique and seeing that it's just one touch. It's just 1 second and the body just drops cold and the person cannot move, you know.
Everybody says, you get your top 5 athletes out there, on the basketball team. You got Barkley, you got Jordan, LeBron, Kobe, all that. Who's your top 5 fighters you walk into anywhere, ain't nobody fucking with, you guys knocking everybody out?
Shit, I got Francis Ngannou. I got Izzy. Okay. I got Demetrius Johnson. And I got Kamaru Usman. Oh, I got one more?
No, you included. You included. So Nikes or Jordans?
I go with Jordans all day. I'm rocking some right now, bro.
What you got on? Let's see real quick, man. You got the 13s on? What you got, bro, man? Let's see. He walking into the gym. Retro 5. OG, white cement. Take us into the locker room with you. So when you're walking out of there and your name's being announced, what's going through your mind? Are you currently 9-1 in the UFC? I mean, some people like to call her Casey. I like to call her King. We know her as King Casey. Let's welcome her to the show.
Hi, how are you?
How you doing today?
Good, thank you.
Good. All right, so I like to do a little timestamp and let everybody know where I'm at and what time it is right now. Right now, I'm in Lake Elsinore, California. It's around like 3 o'clock or so in the afternoon. What about you?
Yeah, I'm in Vegas and it's 3:10, so 6 so.
Got it. Yeah. So we're on the same timestamp then. That's cool. Because, the reason why I got to ask is because it seems like, you're traveling like everywhere in the world, right now. You're just coming back from training in Thailand. Can you talk to me a little bit about your training over there?
Yeah, Thailand was actually like a big part of my career early on. When I moved from Australia to Thailand, I think I moved in just after I had made my debut. I think I was 1-0 or 2-0 as a pro when I moved over there. Was training at Tiger. I did the Tiger Muay Thai tryouts, and they wanted me to stay, so I ended up staying there, spending a good amount of time there and learning a lot about myself, and I loved it. And obviously when COVID hit, I ended up in Vegas, but that was my first time going back out since, and it was good to see all my old coaches and all my old friends and everything, and get back to the training that they do over there. And it's just like much different vibe than anywhere else that you go in the world. Everyone who's there is like just there to train, cares so much about MMA, so you get like some great rounds. And I had a lot of fun out there and really just like lit a fire under my butt to go again and get another fight booked.
Love it. So speaking of Thailand, I mean, you moved out there when you were 19, I think, and then that was at Tiger Muay Thai. But now when you were training, you went to a different gym, right? It was a Bang Thai, or what was the name of the gym?
Yeah, so Bang Thai MMA, it's actually owned by the Heckman brothers and Alex Shield and Woody, all the guys that used to be at Tiger when I was there. When COVID hit, they started up their own spot, and it's awesome. It's about 40 minutes drive from Tiger, but yeah, it's new, it's exciting, and they've got all the great coaches that I used to have. And another perk is that it's like a 2-minute drive from the beach. You don't get that anywhere else in Thailand that I've experienced. So you finish training and you like head down to the beach and jump in the ocean, and it's awesome. It's a really cool vibe down there.
Got it. Yeah, definitely want to visit that place one time. Speaking about traveling to Thailand, now you're back at Vegas, but let's travel back a little bit before that. About a month and a half ago, can you talk to me about your grappling event that you had going on out there in Australia?
Yeah, so I wanted to do something in the like promoting space for a long time. For everybody who doesn't know, like my dad was a fighter growing up. He also runs the biggest show in Australia and New Zealand in the MMA space. My sister runs her own amateur MMA scene, and I wanted to get in it and get involved somehow. So, jiu-jitsu being a big part of love for MMA was a natural progression for me, and it's a space that wasn't really taken in Australia per se. There's not very many, so just wanted to get on there and give jiu-jitsu in Australia a platform to be able to go and perform, and yeah, it worked out good in the first one. Coming up on July 30th.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely looks like it went well. They got events going on out here, Fury FC, with former UFC fighters, grappling and stuff like that. So just seeing where it's going and seeing what you're doing out there definitely knows there's a platform for it. And, hey, whoever knows, you can bring that to the States and, hey, let my company take on your company, right?
Yeah, I mean, the UFC actually have got involved, and then my show on July 30th is going to be hosted on UFC Fight Pass, which is super awesome, and I'm very grateful.
I like to ask fighters, here I love the mixed martial artist philosophy of MMA. Some people are just MMA fighters. That's cool, but what do you consider yourself? Do you consider yourself a martial artist, or do you just consider yourself a MMA fighter?
I would say I'm more of a fighter than a mixed martial artist. I think that I fought a lot in high school growing up in the street and everything. I was never someone who took anyone's bullshit and stuff like that. And my dad always told me to, if someone ever talks shit, then you should hit them and they'll never talk shit again. So that was kind of how it started. And obviously going into kickboxing young, jiu-jitsu young, being the youngest in the room at all times, I always had to fight to, get positions, fight to win rounds, or just fight to be able to continue to show up. Because for a long time, the first coach that I had told me that he didn't think this was for me and that he didn't think I should be there. And, I'm a 13, 14-year-old, then 15-year-old girl in the gym, having to hear that and having to keep fighting and keep showing up no matter what. So I would say I'm more of a fighter than anything.
Like it. I like that response there, right there. So let me ask, growing up, did you have more school fights, based on people just trying to pick on you, or is it more school fights because of people just jealous and envy of you?
I don't know. I think Australia, has a lot of street fights no matter what. I think in high school and stuff, I don't know, it's just the thing that you do. But some of it in the early times was my accent and stuff like that, being from somewhere different. And then I guess it's just groups of friends that I hang around with. I didn't always have the best influence of groups of friends that I hung around with when I was younger either, but we live and we learn. So yeah, I think a mix of everything.
I love it. That. I'll be honest. All right. So this is one of the things that attracted me to your fighting style. And I always say this, when you got a lot of fighters out there, some people have a switch, some people just got it. And it seems like you got it. I like to call it they just on some gangster stuff a little bit, but it just seems like you're all about it. You got that switch. When it's time to fight, you're going in there to fight. It's not even a question, right?
Yeah, I pride myself on just showing up to fight night no matter what, no matter how I'm feeling, no matter what's going on, just being there and being in the fight from start to finish. So I think I'm a hard person to finish. I think that my heart is in the game, and I always want to be there no matter what. So even my last fight, things weren't going well. I couldn't get my game going, but there was nowhere I'd rather be. The bruises, the bumps, everything like that. So I was determined to be in there and be fighting.
Speaking about not wanting to be in another place, I mean, it seems like when you're training, it seems like you're enjoying it. You're having fun. I always see the pictures of you and Taylor. I want to say her name is Gabby or something. But yeah, you guys are always enjoying yourselves. So with that being said, who are some of the fighters or coaches you train with who really impressed you or surprised by?
I mean, everyone. Honestly, everyone that I met in Thailand, for starters, when I first moved there, lit a fire under me that is unbelievable. The Hickman brothers are kind of like brothers to me, I would say, and then coming over here, obviously I met Eric Nick, Eddie Baracco, Coach Casey Halstead from 10th Planet. All of those guys, they took me under their wing when I was forced to come here through COVID. They didn't have to. They weren't sure how long I was going to be here, but every single one of them stepped up and helped me a lot. And then just everyone in the gym, I'm in a gym now with so many UFC fighters, I couldn't even name them all to you. And every single one of them just has that work ethic, shows up every day no matter what, and puts in the work. And it's hard to not be motivated, and it's hard to slack off when you're surrounded by people like that. So I like to put myself in environments where the only choice is to work hard, and obviously we do all have fun. I love everyone that I train with, but, when it comes down to working hard, everyone in that room works hard.
I do this myself, and I don't even notice it though. But when I throw punches on the heavy bag and stuff, I notice I make noises, but I don't really notice it when I'm doing it. I notice you do the same thing. Have you ever been able to train, no, like honestly, train a whole segment, like a 25-minute segment strike without making those noises?
No, I don't even think I've ever gone 25 minutes in my life without making a single noise. I like to talk a lot, so maybe the noises is just like white noise for me. But yeah, I make noise all the time. I think that you're just exerting the energy and making sure that you're hitting hard and trying your best. So I think that anybody who doesn't make noise is a little weird. I've never really met anyone who makes no noise. I would be surprised if there was someone.
One thing I like to do, I like to reminisce sometimes about previous fights of yours or fighters that I talked to. And one of the fights that stuck out to me, I mean, it was a war. It was against Gina Cardello. What do you remember about that fight? It was a back and forth war. And for the people out there that hasn't seen that fight, and if you want to see a great Casey O'Neill fight, that's one to watch.
Yeah, I think that was kind of like a resurgence of me in a way. I lost my first 2 amateur fights and went away for 2 years, moved gyms, started training with a different coach, and, really had to assess whether this was right for me or not. And that fight was the first one that I had back after that 2-year break. And I fought with like a lot of emotion, and obviously, that one meant a lot to me. It was, am I going to continue to do this, or am I going to give up on it like everybody says I should? But I believed in myself. I backed myself all the way. And, that's the best fight that I had as an amateur, in my opinion. One of my favorite fights of all time. And I just had so much fun. I was so emotional afterwards, and I just knew that, I was making the right choice. I just had to keep going, and not everybody gets it the first time around. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3, but, I kept working hard and ended up getting the win and going on a run ever since.
And talking about working hard, I mean, you had a big fight after a big surgery, after, 9 months off. How is it months later after you performed in your sport that you had to, and now you're recovering and back to normal?
It's crazy how much better I feel now than I did going into that fight. So, I don't know if it's like placebo or like, maybe it's just the time that the doctor said that I actually would take to heal. But I was determined to get in there and have that fight either way. So, no, I'm feeling great. No issues with my knee at all. No issues with my health at all. Super healthy right now, and enjoying my training so much more than I did for a long, long time. So, never take anything for granted, and I just feel awesome. My knee's in great health, so I'll be 100% next time I'm out there.
Listening to that kind of sounds like, to me, a little bit like this. If you're able to do something, sometimes athletes at a high level, they'll perform because they're able to do it, just because they can. But it seems like, now since you're saying it, you feel so much better afterwards. It seems like if you would have maybe had that same time off and maybe been returning back to this cage maybe this month or something, it would have been a whole different Casey O'Neill we had out there, right?
Yeah, it would have been, but, I don't regret it at all. I think that was something that I wanted to do badly, was to get back into the cage. I was determined to get back into the cage within 9 months, 10 months of surgery max. I knew I could do it. The version that you've got that you got of me in the cage maybe wasn't the best version of me, but you know, I got there and I did what I said I was going to do. The result wasn't the best, the outcome and the fight wasn't the best, but I did what I said I was going to do, so I'm always going to be proud of that. I put myself through hell to get to that fight, and you know, I went out there and fought, and win or lose, I was happy that I was there.
I mean, yeah, definitely happy. I mean, you got a new contract right before that fight. So, you know, good things is definitely on the horizon. You know, it's definitely not just based on wins and losses. It's about the experience, too. You know, some people, I think they just get caught up with wins and losses, wins and losses. Last time I checked in MMA, I don't think anybody's undefeated except for Khabib, right?
Yeah, I mean, that was something that other people always put the pressure on for me, you know, like every time I fought, obviously everyone put undefeated Casey O'Neill fighting tonight, blah, blah, blah. That's not really something that I ever cared about, you know, or ever wished to be or anything like that. I want to be the best fighter that I can be, the best fighter in the world.
All right. What's your thoughts on the new champion in the division and how competitive the rankings is looking right now?
Yeah, Alexa Grasso, it's super awesome that she, you know, went out there and got the win. Everybody's been getting closer and closer, and it just took someone to do it, and it was Alexa. And I'm super happy for her. You know, you could see the emotion, you could see how much she's obviously been through to get here, like we all do. So it's exciting for her, and it's also exciting for the division. It gives everybody a new challenge, someone to look up to now that's different than Valentina, you know, and it just shows that it's possible and that it can be done. And then for the fans too, right? Like everyone bet Valentina every single time, and that Alexa's won. It's stirred up the division. It's got more eyes on our division, which means, you know, it's up to us girls to put on more exciting fights and bring more and more fans to our division.
Speaking of names and rankings, exciting fights, you definitely got some exciting names right here. What do you think about like some of these opponents, like a fight with Tracy Cortez, Natalia Silva, or Angela Lee?
Yeah, sure. I'll fight any of them. I'm down to fight everyone in my division. I've always said that, you know, until I get to the top, I want to take everybody out. So one by one, whoever put in front of me. And I do have another fight coming up, but I can't talk about it. But
One thing I like to ask about too is, you know, sometimes over here when I get fighters on, you know, they show me a move. You know, it's like, hey, show us a technique or anything like that. I feel like, you know, sometimes when people are doing combos, they do the same combo every single time. You know what's going to happen next. You know what strike's going to be next. You know it's going to end with the kick 9 times out of 10. So I think that me and you, we can make our own combo, and I think it's going to be a good one. What do you think?
sure, we can.
So hear me out. All right. You start up, body, jab to the body,
Yeah.
straight right hand cross, pull, knee to the body.
Nice, but never finish on the or something at the top after that. Little pro tip. So knee to the body, knee to the head. Make some space, maybe. Something after that.
And I just want to get your opinion on your top 3 Scottish MMA fighters.
Myself, Paul Craig, and Stevie Ray.
Stevie Ray, okay. You like my boy Chris Duncan coming up?
I do, yeah. Chris is super exciting, actually. I didn't even think of him, but yes, I trained with him in Tiger, and like Tender Series fight was super entertaining. That comeback kick, and you know he's fighting again in London, so good for him. You know, he's Scottish MMA, but strong right now.
And then your top 3 Australian fighters, just because you know you were born in Scotland, but you know raised in Australia, so I want to get your both opinion.
Alex Volkanovski, Israel Adesanya, and Tai Tuivasa.
Ty, okay, that's a nice one. That's some nice ones.
That's
all right.
My 3 favorites. They're like the best, obviously, but I can never miss a Tai Tuivasa fight. They're always so exciting.
What's your philosophy on the Bruce Buffer fist bump philosophy?
I don't know. I think I have before. I can't remember, but I think I did, and I think I won. But no, I don't believe in super or anything like that. Like I know so many people that are like, I only wear this certain underwear to fight. I only sleep on this side of the bed. I know dumb stuff. I'm just like, no. I just go out there and fight. I just go out there no matter what's happening.
And then just a question that my owner likes to ask here at Pup Sports Radio. Is there any family tradition or superstition you guys have in the O'Neill family?
No, not really. Just my dad likes to be at all fight. I think he's only ever missed one fight. So I guess that was kind of tradition that we have. I also like ice cream every fight day. Not that it's, but I eat ice cream every fight day.
Okay, with that being said, Ben & Jerry's or Haagen-Dazs?
Haagen-Dazs for sure. Yeah.
Rum raisin?
No, the Dolce caramel one.
Okay.
Is that how you say it?
Dolce, yeah, I know which one. Yeah.
That probably, but yeah, that's the best ice cream in my opinion.
Got it. Yeah, I just want to, thank you for coming down with me right now in the locker room and talking about everything, what you've been up to with all your traveling, all your training, new fight coming out. Right now, we just give you the floor to, shout out all your sponsors and anybody you've been training with or anybody, just wants some recognition. The floor is yours. Thanks for coming on Pup Sports with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me, and I appreciate all you guys. Don't really need to shout at anybody. Stay tuned for my guy Soriano's fight on June 24th, I think. Allegretto's fight August 5th, 12th on UFL, and then my girl Taylor coming up as well. She's going to have a fight in July. So, yeah, make sure you keep an eye out for all of them. Thank you.
All right. Oh, and then also, too, you guys look out for her grappling tournament, man. It's looking real good. It's going to be on UFC Fight Pass, too. So you guys definitely want to keep your eyes on that, man.
Yeah, I think it's July 30th, straight after the UFC event that day as well. UFC 292, maybe, or 291. So straight after that, Fight Pass, and it'll be on there. Thank you so much.